In 2007, I was hit by a drunk driver, and one of my neighbors told me about Mabra Law. They just was wonderful. They ended up being like friends to family. Before meeting Mabra Law, justice was just a thought because you never really seen it being served. But when I met Mabra Law from my accident, I found justice. Ronnie made sure that I was victorious in my lawsuit. And I was very, very satisfied with my outcome.
My wife and I were coming home from a trip to Chicago, and my daughter was picking us up from the airport. So on the way home, we're driving along I-85 South, and just before we get to our exit, a commercial truck rams into the back of our car. And for me, that was most important, that me and my family were going to be provided for. So I think the most important thing that I got from the phone call that I made to Ronnie was the assurance that he would take care of me.
In October, I was on my way to a homegoing service and I got rear-ended. First time ever in an accident. So it was something really bizarre and overwhelming at the time. A person from my church told me about the law firm and I called. And that changed my life that day.
Well, my business causes me to be in my car a lot. I was just driving down the street that I normally drive down, and a car decided not to stop for a stop sign. It rolled out into the middle of the street, which traffic was coming, and he had to stop in front of me. So at that time, it created an accident. One of the things that I liked about this firm was they did work on my issues and not work on them as though I had the same issue as anybody else that walked in. I highly recommend Mabra Law. You want to get it done, you want to get it done with the least amount of problems, and they'll solve them for you.
So leading up to the accident, I was actually on my way to work and someone rear-ended me coming into the intersection. I was affected because, of course, my car was damaged. So I thought to myself, well, how am I going to get to work? What's the process in all of this? And initially for me, it was my first accident, so I just didn't know what was the next step. What made me decide to work with Mabra Law was a lot of family and friends referred me to him. They said he was a great lawyer. They spoke very highly of him. They said how family-oriented the law firm was. So initially when I made the call, everyone was friendly. So I just felt good about my decision. Like, okay, I obviously need to start this process. Why not start it with a lawyer who cares about me? I definitely think they live up to their motto. They fight, I win, Mabra Law for sure. Because like I said, they did all the work for me in the end. I got the settlement, I felt better, I got my car back. So I did win in the end, and I think that's what they stand for, and that's what they provided me with.